Hello fellas, what is going on? It's extremely windy out, so hopefully it's coming through okay. Hope everyone's doing great, having a great day. If you watched the most recent video, I installed the Banks Derringer on my 6.7 Powerstroke F250, and it is not going to live inside of this truck. It's going to be in my 550. So it's going to live full-time inside of my 550, help me out with towing, because I tow 30,000 pounds with that truck and trailer pretty much every day. So that extra horsepower and extra torque should certainly help out. But today's my last day with it in this truck. I have quite a drive ahead of me. I've got about 2.5 hours there, 2.5 hours back to take a look at a big job at a site I have to quote. And I'm going to stop and fill up along the way. And then I'm going to stop down further, you know, probably 100 miles or so, maybe even a bit further, and do the actual pump-to-pump calculation and see what the fuel mileage was on the truck. Also, I'm going to do a few 0 to 60 pulls. So I'm going to do 0 to 60 in stock, 0 to 60 in level 3, and 0 to 60 in level 6. Every level gains you 10 horsepower and roughly 20 torque. So at level 6 we should be at 60 horsepower, 120 torque. So I'm going to do that. That's today's video. So yeah, for now I'm just gonna jump in the truck, go fill up, and take you along the way. Guys, we are completely full. So I'm going to reset my trip here. I'm also going to reset this. So this is my GPS. Okay, we're at zeros. Let's go new track. Okay, we are on the road. So let's see what the Derringer does with fuel mileage. Right now I have it in level 3 because the vehicle's not quite up to operating temperature yet. They want your ECTs at they want your ECT at like 140. So actually something yesterday that I didn't realize, and I don't know if it says it in the instructions, but I couldn't find it, so I called Banks, and when you install it, the Derringer that's under your hood, the actual Derringer unit itself, it flashes orange for like the first 30 seconds, and it's supposed to go to a solid green, is what it says in the instructions. But it wasn't going to a solid green, it was blinking. So that's when I had first installed it and fired it up and checked it, and away I went. And then I got home and everything seemed to be working fine. There was no codes, there was no faults. Everything was coming through the iDash system, the way it's supposed to be. And I got home and shut it off and waited a bit and tried it again, and it was still doing it. So when they opened, because I'm here in Nova Scotia, they're in California, when I was talking to them, they said, yeah, if it's not up to operating temperature, I guess, which they consider 140 degrees on your ECT, then it will flash. So I pulled over after I was talking to that guy, and my next stop, I popped the hood, and it was solid green. So they were right. So everything was installed properly, everything was good. So anyway, for now, well, I'm just gonna drive, how I would usually drive on my way down there. We'll see what the computer says. We'll see what the trip says for our mileage and all that. And yeah, I guess we'll see how it all goes down. See what our numbers are. I'm not expecting, mileage gains, to be honest, but maybe, I don't know. I'm not expecting mileage gains empty. Possibly mileage gains when I'm loaded, towing a trailer and whatnot, but we'll see one way or the other. We are stopping in for the first time. I don't have the suction cup mount, and I don't have the pillar mount. And like I had mentioned earlier on in the video, the Derringer is not going to belong inside of this truck on a long-term basis. It's going to be inside of my 550. So for right now, I just have it propped up this way because the suction cup, for one, is not here. It should arrive today. I hope so, because I'm leaving tomorrow for New Brunswick, but you can see I'm just merging on the highway. I'm just starting to, you know, hit the accelerator a little bit harder, and that's when the power gets added. So, you know, I'm not going wide open or anything, but even just that on level 3, I mean, these trucks have loads of power anyway, but that felt better. Like, it absolutely did. It's still putting a small amount in there, and just shifted up to 6. You can see, crested the top of the hill, and you know, now it's not adding anything because we're going downhill. So that is how the Derringer works. So the Derringer only applies power when it is needed. So like when you are, you know, jumping around town, or you know, you're going down hills, you're not on the accelerator, it's not gonna add any fuel. It's not gonna throw any fuel in there. And you know, of course, with the Derringer, it does add fuel and it adds air, and it works off your computer's ECU, so it's always communicating with your computer's ECU. Whereas other tuners, they just spit fuel in there like constantly, and it's just not a good idea, because again with the Derringer communicating with your ECU, if your temps are high, or if you're in a regen, or if your EGTs are high, it's not going to just start throwing a bunch more fuel at the truck, which can in turn cause some damage for sure. It has fail-safes built inside of it that when your truck is going through a regen, it limits the power that it puts through to it. If your EGTs are high, it limits the power. It's a very, very safe unit. They are expensive, there's no way around it, but they are, you know, leaps and bounds above every other one that's out there as far as fail-safes. Some of them, man, like if you lose your voltage, if you lose your power to the unit, you lose everything. Your truck will just shut off, and there you are stuck alongside the road. That's the best case scenario. You know, you might lose power towing a trailer, and all of a sudden you run into somebody, or someone runs into you. With the Derringer, it will automatically just go back to stock. It has a fail-safe built inside of it. So we are climbing a hill right now, and you can see it is adding a little bit of power to the truck through the Derringer. This is in level 3. This is still on level 3 right now. I'm probably just gonna drive in level 3, to be honest. I don't have any need right now for a bunch more power. Maybe on the way back, I'll just do the computer test and we'll throw it in level 6 and just see what it gets. But obviously, when it comes time to doing the 0 to 60 runs, I will try it in stock and in level 3 and in level 6, just to see, you know, what we get. It's not going to be at the exact same place, because I'll probably do one, stop, do one, stop, and do one. But to give you a good idea if it's throwing more power at it. But I can tell you that it is. I can feel it in level 3. The truck just feels that much more effortless to get up to speed, and it digs. Like, you can really feel it dig. But anyway, guys, for now, I'm just gonna cruise down. If this looks familiar, this is the route that I took that I did that towing test with this truck on, when I compared it to the Cummins after a few statements made by another guy on YouTube here. So this is all the same track we're going to be going. So lots of hills. You can see they're doing a huge twinning project here. But yeah, lots of hills, as you can see. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. We're not in the prairies. We're not in flat ground, that's for sure. We're in Nova Scotia, and this is basically what it's like the most of the time. But anyways, we'll check back in here after a little bit, and there's the numbers so far. So not good, but we did start off on a hill. We've climbed hills the whole time. We had one little slight downhill. We're going down a hill right now. I will switch these numbers to MPG. Those are in liters per 100 kilometers right now. So I will switch those over to standard, and we'll see what we get. All right, guys. So far we've driven basically 40 miles and we're at 17.4 mpg. So let's switch this back over to kilometers here for a second, because I want to see how accurate my truck is compared to the app on my phone. It says 64.9 kilometers and my app says 66.05. So it is off by a bit. We're at 65 now, and according to our app, we're at 66.3. So I am gonna go off of my mileage on my app, which is going off the GPS, because these tires on this truck are 35, 12.5, 20s. So they are slightly larger than the stock tires. It doesn't really affect the the speedometer much at all, to be honest, but it over time it does throw off my speedometer. Seeing any gains, but getting basically what I expect. And it is a windy day. I can't tell right now if the wind is in my face or at my back, but it is a windy day, so that is understandable. But anyway, so far, just climbing grades, the truck does feel like it does it easier. Like, it absolutely does. It absolutely does. You can see the power meter. It's basically at 0 like the whole time. You get to a hill and it throws a little bit more power at it, but it just seems like it does it easier. It absolutely does. But anyway, we have another quite a ways to go here, and we'll see what our number is when we get to the pump. I'm going to use the numbers for mileage off of the app. So here's the mileage on the app right now, basically 69 kilometers. I just got rid of the kilometers on there, but it is off. It absolutely is off. Guys, so we're gonna be pulling off the highway here in just a second. So let's see what we have for numbers right now on the truck. 12 miles, 18.6 mpg. So we did gain some mileage from the last time that I had checked in with you guys, but we do know that the mileage calculation is off because of the tires. So when we get to the pump, I'm gonna do the TFL style fill up. So I'll fill it up, I'll wait till it clicks, I'll give it 30 seconds, and then I'll give her another shot, and we'll see what the numbers are. Now, this is not the same pump as I filled up with originally, obviously, but it's the best I can do for you guys. So we're gonna fill up right now, and we're gonna see what the numbers are. The truck said we got 18.6 mpg, so I'm gonna change those units to kilometers right now. Okay, so 180.4 kilometers is what the truck said that we traveled. Let's see what my app says. The app says that we went 183.43. So like 3 kilometers more than what the truck says. So I am gonna go off the truck. So we were at 18.6 mpg before. So let's do the calculation. 23.305 liters. So I'm gonna bring up the calculation here and we'll see what it says. So the truck said 12.6 liters per every 100. When I use the calculation of on the app, 183.4 kilometers, and we use 23.31 liters of fuel, it works out to be 12.7. So that's 12.7. So then let's do the calculation over to mpg, but we're gonna be right around what the truck was saying, which is 18.6. So let's do that right now. All right, so 12.7. So 12.7 liters per 100 works out to be 18.52 mpg. So even though the truck was off on its mileage, it did basically calculate it the same. So the truck was being generous slightly, but you know, that's pretty average numbers for what I get. It might be slightly better because the day is windy and I might have been driving into the wind coming down. You can see the trees blowing around here. But anyway, so that's that part of the video. So now we're gonna get on to the 0 to 60 times. Okay guys, so when I do the 0 to 60 times, I'm not gonna brake torque it. I'm not gonna try to get good times. I'm just gonna do them all the same. So it's not about getting a good time, it's just about being consistent. We're in stock right now. Here we go. Nine seconds. Exactly. 9 seconds exactly. So let's turn around and put it up to level 3. So now we're on level 3. I am going to the exact same spot. Seven seconds. 7 seconds. That shaved 2 seconds off of the last time. I really hope the camera can pick this up. 7 seconds. Level 3. Hey guys, so like I said, all I'm doing is I'm just coming to a stop, waiting until the app tells me that I'm ready to go, and I'm hitting it. I'm not brake torquing, it's in 2-wheel drive. I'm not doing anything to get good times. I'm just doing the exact same thing every time to get consistent times, and I'm doing it from the same spot, using this marker here as a starting point. So it's all the same spot. So let's put it up to level 6. And let's get out here and do it. Little wheel spin, twice wheel spin. Nine seconds. Because I spun. My traction control light came on twice. So on that run in level 6, I had wheel spin twice. My traction control light came on my dash twice. I could feel the wheel spin. So what I'm going to do this time, come on. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to put it in 4-wheel drive. Float. I'm in 4-wheel drive. .95 4-wheel drive. Guys, so what I'm actually going to do, because that result in level 3 was just crazy, was so much better than stock and level 6, is I'm going to do that run again. And I will show you all these numbers at the end. I have them saved on the app. But I'm going to do that run again. 2 seconds in the difference is crazy. Like crazy. I can show you right here. There's the results. The first one is the first 9, that was stock. Then level 3, then level 6 2-wheel drive, and level 6 4-wheel drive. I am back. I'm back in level 3. Back in the same spot. Here we go. .95. This is so weird. $7.95. You guys can see that. So the two best results by far is level 3. Very, very, very interesting. I didn't spin in 4-wheel drive, so it wasn't, I didn't lose speed because of wheel spin. The first time I did, I spun in 2-wheel drive. In 2-wheel drive right there, I did not spin, but it was very close. I could feel it. It was very, very, very close. But that is interesting. Very, very interesting. You can tell that there's more power being added to the Derringer in level 6 than there is in level 3, because when you're driving along the road in level 6 than level 3, because if you're driving along the road and you adjust the power level from level 3 to level 6, your power bar goes up. So there is more power being added. See that right there. So the power level's climbing. Anyway, very interesting, very interesting. 7 seconds, 0 to 60, no brake torque, in a humongous 4-wheel, like full-size, heavy-duty diesel truck is really good. 7.95 in those same situations is really good. Level 3, wow. Okay, anyway guys, there's the results. I know a lot of people want to see them. I haven't seen any video on YouTube at all. Not much Powerstroke content on the Derringer whatsoever to begin with, but definitely not 0 to 60 times with the Derringer. But there it is, there it is. Level 3 by far was the fastest setting. Guys, so I am going to switch it up to level 6. So it's now on level 6. We're going to reset our trip. Let's see what we get on the way back. How about those 0 to 60 times? Level 3. Just blowing it away. Huh. Surprised, to say the least. But I actually, like yesterday, I found, it seemed to find like level 3 and level 4 seem to have a bit more off the line than what level 6 does. Maybe there's some sort of safety parameter that it won't give the full power, you know, from a dead stop or something. I'm not sure. The big test will be, you know, while towing. And, you know, everyone's gonna say, you know, it's not a good idea to, you know, put extra horsepower and torque at the truck under heavy load all the time. But there's safety parameters built into the Derringer. There's safety things built into the Derringer that monitors certain parameters like your EGTs, your transmission temps, your coolant temps, all that stuff, that if it gets too hot and it's not safe, it's going to start hurting things, damaging things, then it will reduce the power. That is the beauty of this tuner. Like, that is beauty. But anyway, we're on our way home. Just reset the trip on level 6. We'll see what we get. Guys, my fuel mileage test on level 6, to be honest, is not going very good because of things like this. I just spun my wheels. It's too much fun right now. I did the real mileage test on the way down, and right now I've done that a few times, so I can tell you from experience now that and it is a fact that, you know, in first and second gear, it doesn't give you a whole lot, like, off the line. The whole point of it is not to give you a whole lot off the line. But I can tell you, third, fourth, fifth, sixth gear, that's when it really is really noticeable with the power and the torque. Like that was what, at what would that have been, 30, 25, 30, 40 miles per hour, and I hit it and I spun the wheels. That's where the power's at. And I did just stop. I stopped along the way to grab a coffee, and I did just stop for some snacks. I'm starving right now, like I'm starving. I got an energy drink, I got some beef jerky, I got some peanuts, I got some mints. Man, I'm hungry right now. I'm hungry. It's getting close to supper time. Anyway, so the fuel mileage is not gonna be good. Like, I'm only averaging 13.1 right now. I will actually reset it again, and I will drive conservatively coming home for the rest of the way and see what happens. But for right, actually, I'm gonna do one more thing. So we're at, let's just get down to, so we're at 50 miles per hour right there, and now I'm gonna hit it. Yeah, she gets up and goes, guys. All right, so now I'm gonna do it for good. And we'll set the cruise on. We'll set the cruise at 66 miles per hour. Guys, so after that little bit of fun I had, I did just drive normal coming home, and basically the exact same mileage as what we had in level 3. So I don't think it really makes a whole lot of difference for mileage whether you use it, you don't use it. I would say definitely maybe on long runs, especially towing, you would probably see some mileage gains, because people have, you know, there's not a lot of content, like I said earlier, out there for the Derringer, for the 6.7 Powerstroke, but there is quite a bit for the Duramax. And most people have said that they've gained, you know, between 1 and 2 mpg. So I would assume we would do the same for the Powerstroke, but not like over short period of times and not empty. I would say you're gonna see your most gains mileage wise when you are towing. All right, guys, well, that's gonna wrap up my very quick 2 days with the Derringer on this truck, the 17250. Tomorrow I'm leaving to go hook it up to the 550, which I'm super excited about. Looks like I'm gonna have to mount it temporary for the time being, which kind of sucks, but whatever, it's not the end of the world. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope the video helps. You can definitely tell the difference, and I can't wait to tow with it. So stay tuned for that. Everyone have a great day, great night, stay safe, and see you next time. Bye.